Hi, welcome to Tech Ranch, a place where we learn and earn technical skills in the most efficient way. Let's make coding fun. SQL tutorial, structured query language. Today, we will be covering chapter 7, SQL Sub-queries. So let's start with what is Subqueries. Subquery is a form of an SQL statement that appears inside another SQL statement. That is also known as nested query, or you can say SQL query within a query. There are lots of ways to define subqueries, like nested queries that provide data to enclosing query. Or you can say it can return individual values or a list of records. Let's talk about the types of subqueries. There are technically two types of subqueries. One is correlated and another is non-correlated. Let's discuss about the correlated subqueries. Correlated subqueries are those queries that can't be considered as independent query, but it can refer the column in a table listed in from the list of main query. Actually, when we compose a subquery, there are two tables from where we are going to inherit one another. So one is called the parent and another is called the child table. So the one which we are correlated, that's a main query, query of the parent table. So this is what it is independent, and when it comes to the non-correlated, it can be considered as an independent query and output of subquery are substituted in the parent query, the main query. That will be more better to understand when we actually work in a demonstration. Let's talk about what all operators and clauses available to compose a complete subqueries. Technically, there are one based on the common records or uncommon records and based on the table values we define and which is used as per our requirement. One is called union type of clause. In general, union means we are making the data of the table combined in a unique form. So union clause helps to merge the table data together. Records only in one query, records only in query 2, and it will also display the common records in both the queries. So basically it's merging the records of two tables. With the help of minus clause, records only in query 1, that will display using minus. And when it comes to the intersect, it says common records in both queries. So as you can see, two circles are together and the part which is all common is an intersect part, and in the minus we are subtracting from one table to another table records, and union you are merging and kind of an addition. And there are other operators we can use, or you can say clause. There are more, we'll work on it and then we'll learn about it. So I have an example here for you, for a demonstration. You can see we have table A and table B, and these are the records where there are three columns: column A, column B. Quantity A is the number type, column A, column C. Quantity B is the number type again for the table B. Column A values and the column A for both the tables are common. You have seen it's basically referred like a customer ID, a sequence number you created when we have two different tables. For example, a master table for online shopping or master table of a bank table, and it is referring to another table which is a detailed table of an account holder. So they have the same account ID. That column is actually referring to the column A. Then we have column B. Column C, you can have anything, first name, last name, full name, or anything, username. You can display the details of these records in one query. This is what the objective here. So when we run select star from table B where column A in, this is a new clause. We are going to work in this when we see the demonstration execution of subquery. There we'll use in. This is the clause which helps to combine and compose a new subquery. So you can see the select query is the same so far in this, like select star from table B where column. Till now you have a simple query which actually referring to returning the data from the table B where column A is. Now thus is converted into in and condition is converted into the another query. Select column A, and this query is returning the values from the table A. Select, and spatially it goes to a single column. This is a condition when we work in the subquery. You always have to refer to a single column. B where table A where column A equals row 1 3. So it's gonna refer to this record and goes to this record and display the value. This is how it's gonna work. We are going to see it in SQL command in detail. So let's go to the demonstration in the run SQL command prompt. So this is my SQL command. First thing first, we have to create table A. My column A varchar 2 type size 10, column B varchar 2 type size 10, quantity A number 4. And my table B, column A has to be same and quantity B. Next step, I have to insert the values in the table. So 1 1 row A11, just for the reference, some random values. 1 2 20 3 3 24 and a common value just for better understanding, something like this. So this is my table A. Now next we have a table B. I just need one common value, so I put and 1 3 some values 4. So if you see my table A and my table B here, there are two tables I have with me later. So I have select. First, I will select some column from, suppose I need to display some common values from table A to table B and compose together with some condition. So I have column A and quantity A. I'm using these two columns, and you can have the column B. From, this is from table A, where now I have a condition, column B. Now this column B is in the table A. This is the condition. So far we are going through according to the table A. Now we are going to put the condition from the table B and composing the subquery using in operator. So here I'm going to introduce in within the parenthesis because it's a string. So we are making another query, a query within a query. Now here make sure you use only one column, because makes sense, because when we compare a condition we always have a specified record, and that record has a specified column that on what basis we compare. So we need to have only one column whenever we make the child query from the parent query. Table B, where column A equals row 1 3, suppose. So basically I'm trying to comparing my row 1 3 column A from row 1 3 column A here. Let's see. So what it shows, it compares, it returns the values. First he returns the values from the column A quantity A. Like this is a table A. If you see, this is a table A. But it has one more common value. If you see, if you have noticed, and you can just do the vice versa. If you want to see the difference how it works, you can simply make the little change here with this. Now this time I'm making it from the table B. So this will be C, and here will be column A because it is a column A now. No row selected. The reason, when it compares, or you can do one thing here. You see, now it's showing the values. So this is how intersect and minus clauses using subqueries. So we have our two tables with us, A and B. Now suppose we want to combine these two using in union clause. So how will you do? Select star from table A, because suppose it's a parent table, parent query, and I wanted to check and see if we have any common values here. So this is not the in operator, because when we use in, we have to compose another query after the condition. In this case, we are making a union of two different tables. So there are two queries and combining these two queries using union clause. So there is no such condition that you have to have only one column while making a condition. So you see what is happening here. When we combine these two tables and calculate the union, it shows only those values which are different from child table to your parent table. It's not displaying row 1 3, row 1 3. It is less than 10. So it returns you the unique or distinct rows of two tables. You can in short understand this. And if I'll use the minus, if here you see only the one which is common in both the tables. So it's subtracting from table A to table B and you get the value this much. And the same thing if I'll do with intersect. There are no rows selected. So this is all about the union minus intersect and in clause for implementation subqueries. Queries to understand using in clause, union clause, minus clause and intersect clause. And we have checked with the behavior or the return of the records accordingly. All you have to remember where and what kind of return this particular clause will give you while composing the complete subquery, and use it accordingly whenever it is required as per the requirement in your project. So let's discuss about important facts. Nested or subquery that provides data to including query and return individual values or list of records. We have learned about nested query, which is a subquery or a SQL query within a subquery, and return some individual values or list of records. We have learned about union operators, which is overall of the column being selected. In operator has a higher precedence than the union operator. Number of the columns should be same in all the queries with union. Aggregate function cannot be used in union clause, and all on the columns in the where clause must be in the select clause for the minus operator to work. These are few conditions or few rules we have to follow while working with these operators while implementing the subquery. Now homework time. As mentioned, subqueries practice project. Today we have a project design for online shopping cart, master Kmart and detail Kmart. There are two tables with customer ID, customer first name and age in a number type, customer ID, customer last name and balance in a number type. So instructions, what we have to implement here, we have to compose a query to display a customer full name with their details, age and balance with the condition whose balance is less than equal to 3,000. And in this composition you can see we have a unique ID here mentioned. All you have to just see what ID is required to return those values for a particular customer, and using the concatenation operator and make it a last name and a full name and display it accordingly. Insert common details of customer 5 and display the record using union, intersect and minus of the table. You can implement and manipulate your table records accordingly to just play around with union, intersect and minus operator. For more resources, assistance and questions, please contact techranch2019@gmail.com, and please feel free to post any comment, questions, feedback in the comment section. Feel free to mention and suggest anything to make it better and any concern. And so far we have covered SQL statements, SQL constraints, grouping data, views, sequences, joins, and we have completed subqueries. In the next video, we will be discussing a little bit about SQL technical interview questions and preparations. So thank you so much for watching this video. Please subscribe to the channel and get more updated videos, information. Let's make coding fun. Thank you.